I've come back from my solo trip to Malaysia recently, in fact, just last week, right? And there's something very strange that I noticed, while I was there. And that is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So, I welcome you back to my channel, Exploring MS. I am Nilima, and I wanted to share something. This is something very, very strange, what I noticed, and I wanted to talk to all of you and see if you have, come across or if you felt something like this. Now, while I was traveling to Malaysia, I was alone. I was traveling solo, right? So, again, there's a myth that, as a person suffering from MS, should not be traveling alone. Now, it is you who, should be the best judge. If you are mobile enough and if you think you will be able to take care of yourself, I don't think there's any harm in, doing so. So, I went. There for like 10 days, and I visited multiple places. So first I went to Langkawi, then to Penang, and then to Kuala Lumpur, right? And the entire duration of my trip was like 10 days. Something that I noticed now, okay, what is that? I felt that while I was there, MS did not exist for me. It was as if like I was so free. I felt as if like I was at the prime of my health, and I did not have any baggage. I'm just trying to compare like what when I'm here back in India, MS continuously exists, right? It's there in my mind, but when I was there traveling, neither did I feel fatigue nor brain fog. There was no tiredness. There was, I was just so free, as if there's nothing, wrong with me. And that's when I was wondering, I mean, we as patients or people suffering from MS, whenever anything happens in our life, we just blame it to MS, right? So if I'm feeling tired, I say, oh, it's because of MS I'm feeling tired. I have brain fog. Again, that is also because of MS. So anything and everything that happens to me, I feel that it is because of MS and I blame it to MS. However, while I was traveling, nothing of that sort happened to me. So then I was wondering, why is it that, when I am in India, I feel brain fog, I feel, fatigue, I go through mood swings, I go through like, total tiredness, right? Like the fatigue I said. So everything happens, when I'm here. Then why not when I was there? I mean, you understand my confusion? If anyone can help me out with it. I mean, it's just that, I was not able to understand why everything happens when I'm here and why everything was fine while I was back there. So, what could be the reason? Was it just because of excitement? Is that even possible that I was just too excited that, nothing happened to me? In fact, I was not even going to the gym, but I burned more calories there than, what I do when I go to the gym here in India. So when I go for gymming here, I think in 1.5 hours I burn around like 300 calories. But there I was walking a lot, right? I was like physical activity was so much that I was burning more than 500 calories in a day. And I was so surprised to see that, 4 to 500 calories, and one of the day I even burnt like more than 500 calories. Yet I was energetic, yet I was, active, and I wasn't tired. There was no tiredness at all. There was no brain fog. I mean, it was so liberating. It was like totally out of the world kind of an experience. And that is, something which just made me wonder, Why wouldn't MS, you know, be with me when I was there? Why did it just leave me behind? Or is it like I left it behind? I'm very confused. I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't even know what I'm talking. But this is the confusion that I went through, you know. I was just so free. I was just so liberated. I was myself. And that's what I loved about it. I totally, thoroughly enjoyed my trip. You know, I could do anything to, go back and do something like this ever and ever again. And, while I was there, I was just thinking, what if I don't go back? I mean, to India. I was thinking then, what if I don't go back to India? What will happen? But then that's also not possible, right? I have to be back here. And then last week I was here. In fact, I reached late in on a Sunday, no, on a Monday. And then again, from Tuesday onwards, back to office. And the moment I'm back to office and I'm back to India, back to office, then again, comes the struggle. The brain fog starts hitting me, the tiredness, the fatigue starts hitting me. And, so I just wonder, like, why can't I just vanish? Life would be so simpler and easier. That's what I felt, I felt I was very happy when I was there. I was alone, right? But I had myself with me. And that's what I was, wondering, have any one of you felt something like this? Has anyone tried, I'm sure a lot of people travel alone, right? So have you ever felt something like this, that, when you're traveling and when you're out doing things that you've loved doing, MS takes the back seat? I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. That is why I'm talking to, the people who's listening to this video of mine. If you have any clue, please do let me know. I would love to hear from from you. That's what I would say. And yes, it was a very nice trip that I had, and I would still, I mean, I would suggest people to travel if you can. Travel so that you feel you are living. There's no point in just waking up in the morning doing the normal stuff. We have to free our mind, rejuvenate, right? And that is very required, and I hope you do that. And I'm hoping to get my answers soon, and let's see how things go from here. Thank you so much for listening to me, guys, and have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.
Friends, I know you care. Exploring and together we